anybody believes a word that this guy
Not
says.
as of yet. I have sent direct messages
I don't.
To the Mansell family and to Mr. Mansell specifically, seeking to have a sit-down meeting, meet at the table, and go over all the documentation that we have, and to be able to talk through.
Even if you didn't know this guy, even if you first met this guy and he told you something, you can't, that mustache, you just can't believe it. It gives it away, 100% right there.
If they're,
like the guy, one of the characters in Red Dead Redemption. You know, whenever he's got that mustache and he's twisting and he's telling you something, you can't believe it, and it's most likely a trap.
Have been any missteps through the transition of the store? We want to make things right. We want to do what's right by the customer. But all we asked for was documentation, and every time we asked for that up to this.
Okay, let me get this straight. You want to do what's right by the customer, but you don't want to do what's right by the customer. So you say, okay, we want to do right by the customer, but we can't give you your Legos back that we stole from you.
Point, we seem to kind of then lose the connection.
So you've offered Brian the inventory of sets that was in the store.
The best part is they focus on the wrong thing. Oh, it's not worth $200,000. Okay, how much is it worth? Roughly $100,000, $80,000. Okay, so you're not making your point any better.
Yeah, whatever was left over, we've offered that.
And they're willing to lose millions of dollars, by the way.
On multiple occasions. And then, if there was anything that had been done that was untoward by the previous franchisee, if that individual had sold more than they let on.
We better not be talking about me.
Did not pay Mr. Mansell. We've offered to compensate him.
Whose side are you on?
The loss of the compensation that should have been given to him. So we've tried to make multiple offers, and hopefully we'll be able to get them to the table so we can discuss it.
Now, as far as offering Brian the inventory, have you gone through the store, figured out what was part of his collection, taken inventory? And
this is Fox 5, Washington, D.C., by the way.
So again, as this situation unfolded, and as additional investigations have continued to evolve so we could find out where there was a miscommunication, there was some initial findings and discovery of hey, these seem to match some of the things that were being stated, but we don't have any indication otherwise. We were able to determine some other indicators later, and so all of those were set aside to say, hey, these may match. So let's set them aside in case, he can, we can work together. Those then were offered to him, and the initial offer was rejected. But then as we've continued, we've found additional documentation that shows where there were separate sets of books and spreadsheets being kept between, or from the former franchisee. And so as those things have come to light, we've tried to share those with Mr. Mansell in hopes that he can see, that we were not attempting in any way, shape, or form to withhold anything that we could verify. And
what were you doing then?
We do want to help him recover as much of the collection.
Nobody believes
anything
you say.
The initial number was, promotional, but the actual factual
I can't listen to this guy
information
talk. My
showed
word.
each other that was the actual real value.
So you dipped a bit.
Wait, all right, this is exactly what I was talking about.
That was the actual real value.
So you dipped.
That both parties to that consignment agreement kind of had an understanding between each other that was the actual real value.
So you dipped a bit into this new statement, and this concerns the previous owner of the franchise on the Kaiser branch. So
doesn't matter how much it is.
About what you guys found.
So,
here we go.
Our franchise
Spin it
on the buy, sell, trade model
for
Lego.
Yeah, buy, sell, trade.
We love Lego and everything that it stands for. And so, but we know that consignment agreements can be very difficult. And so we make sure that in our operations manual, through all of our training, we train all franchisees that consignment is not part of our model. It's written into the operations manual. It's trained on. And it's very explicit. However, unfortunately, we had a franchisee go rogue and enter into a consignment agreement without our knowledge or authorization.
Bro,
And then
you can't make this
appears
up.
that
This guy is
may not have been honored.
trying so
He had
hard.
entered that consignment agreement
He's
with.
digging himself a hole.
Through other circumstances, we ended up retaking over that store, and in the shuffle.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's why you did that. Yeah, I'm sure.
Just some confusion as to.
I think they're in it. I think they're.
like
I think the problem is now that they're way too far. They're too deep now, and if they admit any kind of wrong right now, there's no coming back. But I think they're done anyway. I don't think anybody's going to want to have Bricks be associated with Bricks Minifigs after all this, especially about what happened with the cops and the cops being on their side and just fabricating false information. That just, where was I going with this? Right. Oh, they think there's a light at the end of the tunnel. If they don't admit, because they're too deep now, they can't admit now. It's gonna have to be taken to court and dragged out of them, and they're hoping for something to change. I don't think it's going to. I don't think anybody wants to be associated with Bricks Minifigs anymore. I think that they're done. And he just can't accept that yet. And they're doing whatever they can. Throwing whoever they can under the bus. Which is kind of interesting. Because they had a way out of just throwing, the Josh guy under the bus. Like, they could have just completely threw him under the bus. I don't know if he has something on him or something like that. Like, if you have these managers or employees or owners of a Bricks and Minifigs and you are the CEO, to save your own brand, save everybody else's own brand, why would you protect someone that's just, unless you had something to do with it too? Like I said, he knew about these Legos, or he didn't know, and then he found out, and he's like, oh yeah, we'll just take those. I mean, we don't have any consignment to them or something like that, or if he just thinks this is the best route, which it is now. Because you come out and admit it, there's no coming back. Either way, he just sees this as his only option. Which right now, you might be right. They definitely dug their own grave with all that drama, to be honest. Yeah, I would say so. Still doing it. I can't stand it whenever they just won't figure things out like this. Yeah, so I don't know if you've noticed, chat, but that's not a person. That's my AI. I'm trying to have comment in chat like a person, and it just can't do it. It's bugging out so hard. Look at this, and it keeps repeating the same thing over and over again. Not the same thing. Sorry, it has two sentences. I'm using Klein on one of my workstations over here. It's running the local AI that's trying to comment in my chat, and that's what I've been working on between this. So if I've looked distracted, that's the reason. But now the other problem. I gotta feed it. Feed it the examples. It did this one right. I will be very surprised if it understands what I'm talking about here. All right, well, we can see if we can figure that out. That'd be hilarious. Pretty cool. Oh, I was like, where is my window? It's over here.
Some of this came about, and as we tried to figure that out, we started uncovering more documents, more information, and what we found was that there were 3 separate sets of records that were being kept that shows that Mr. Mansell was significantly underpaid by that former franchisee. And so we've been trying to make sure that we can properly do like a forensic accounting and make sure everything is being looked at properly so that we can work together to get that family resolution.
And we, for our part, will reach out to those parties as well.
Okay, so if you wanted to make sure everything was accounted for and get the proper quote and money back to the people that would be that you stole the Legos from, I guess we'll just say that, then why